Hey everyone, welcome to Rethink Health. My name is Daniel, and today on this video, we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do, 5 tips to get through the holidays. Coming up next on Rethink Health. Hey everyone, welcome to Rethink Health. My name is Daniel, and if you're new here on this channel, I teach and promote what you can eat and how you can live that leads to a healthy lifestyle for you and your family. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that thumbs up button. That would really help. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about some tips to help you survive through the holidays. Some that really have helped me. Just to keep in mind, nothing complicated, just simple. So the Christmas season, the holiday season is so hard, especially in the winter. Our bodies are deficient. We're not getting outside. We're not getting that fresh air, the vitamin D, the sun. We're sitting around eating a lot of things that we really don't normally eat or shouldn't eat on a regular basis. And so it's going to beat us down. It's going to wear our bodies out. There's a lot more stress too through this time of year. So our immune systems are going to kind of get beat down, and a lot of anxiety, depression, things like that happen around the holidays. So how can we improve? How can we stay away from these things? There's a few tips, 5 tips that I'm going to share with you that have really helped me. So the first one, what you can do is plan with your meals. We go out, we plan twice a month. So that's one every 2 weeks. So we make a meal plan for 2 weeks. It doesn't mean every meal. We know for the majority of things what we eat for breakfast, what we eat for lunch. Supper is, our main meal. So we plan ahead our suppers for those 2 weeks, and we get everything we need. We do have to go every week to get the essentials, right? But that bulk, the majority of it happens once every 2 weeks, so just twice a month. So it's pretty good. It's really not that complicated. I think a lot of people think meal planning is hard or complicated, a lot of work, but it really isn't. So we find it saves a lot of time and money, and it's just so much easier. So number 2 would be to have a good balance of nutrition. For example, what does that mean practically? That means, a lot of times we eat a lot of Christmas baking. I'll go a couple days, around Christmas where I just, you just load on the baking. Like, this is a special time of year. This doesn't happen all year round, right? That we get all these wonderful delicacies, right? And this with the turkey dinner and the stuffing and the pies, and even leading up to Christmas, a lot of people eat a lot of chocolate and eat a lot of things as they're baking throughout the Christmas season, right? So I think it's good to keep that balance in mind. So as long as we're getting the majority of good nutritious food in, we don't have to worry about those desserts or snacks that we're eating a lot of. In the evenings especially, I find a lot of cravings happen, right? So getting a good balance of nutrition, keeping that in mind. I think it's just helpful to keep that in mind that, okay, I've been eating a lot of bad the last couple of days. Let's take a day and get some good stuff in, right? Just keep that balance in mind. A lot of us throughout the year, the majority of what we eat may be like 80 to 90% of bad junk processed food, right? Not much nutrition in it. And then the small part, like 5 to 10%, is nutritious food. If we can just switch that over, and especially during the holiday season, to the majority of food that we're eating is so good, nutritious, that the bad part, the little bit of bad that we're having, is not going to make an effect at all, right? So I think that's just something to keep in mind. And number 3 would be to supplement. And supplement because there's a few things why I say to supplement. Number 1 is that through the winter, we don't have good nutritious food here. The food that we have that we can get in the supermarkets are pretty much depleted by the time they get here. And number 1, they're probably not grown in they're not grown in great soil either. We're not getting that local fresh produce anymore. So we're going to be deficient to start with, even if we do eat a good diet, right? So I think we need to supplement. Supplements can be shipped to us from parts of the world that are still, have that good weather and good soil throughout all year round, so that we can get good nutrition all year round. You can supplement with things like green powders that have a mix of fruits and vegetables already done up for you. I'll only have to add it in a smoothie or juice or water or whatever, just stir it up, right? It's so convenient, so quick, and usually pretty tasty that your kids will love as well. At least ours do. So I'll put a link to the bottom of the supplements that we use that I can't live without during the winter. Another one too is vitamin C and vitamin D. I find those really help during the winter. And don't be afraid to take lots. Number 4 would be to watch your bowels, watch your gut health, to even do some cleanses throughout the holiday season. Doesn't have to be complicated. Just I can put a link to the supplement that I used it for a bowel cleanse, which is a mix of herbs. So we want to get 2 things to keep our bowels healthy. We want to try to get fiber and probiotics. It's just good to know that during this time of year, like with the amount of sugar and processed foods we eat and getting sick, maybe taking antibiotics, just the preservatives in our food, modified food, there's so many others. Stress has a huge effect on our gut, medications, whatever. These things just really destroy our gut, and the majority of our immune system is in the gut. So we're going to get sick if our gut is not in shape. Some practical things to how to keep your gut in shape throughout the winter. Essential oils and teas are so good, like peppermint and ginger and lemongrass and chamomile and fennel. These teas and essential oils are so good for our gut. For fiber, things like avocados, berries, nuts, seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds, and then the herbal fiber supplement, which I'll have a link in the notes below. Probiotics, so good bacteria that our gut needs, right? Natural, plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, fermented foods, having kombucha throughout the winter, and kefir, really good options. Probiotic supplement, I'll also have a link to our favorite in the bottom below as well. So the last tip number 5, would be to get out and exercise. Remember at the start of the video, I said that during the winter time, we're cooped upside, sitting on the couch, being kind of lazy, right, throughout the winter. I think it's important to get outside and to plan, like we plan for meals, also plan for activities. Plan what activities you're going to do, either at the start of the week or the start of the month. Just take a day a week or a few days a month, whatever you want, and plan some activities to be able to get outside. Or even start a routine of every day you're outside for whatever, it's 10 or 15 minutes. If it's really cold, you can't be outside long, but at least you can dress up warm and get out there for a few minutes. It's really worth it. I see that especially in our children. If they don't get outside, they start to become rotten. But if you get them outside every day for a little bit of fresh air, a little bit of exercise outside, it does them so good, and it does me so good. So if you like this video, please share, subscribe, leave a comment. Give me some tips. What do you do? I'd love to hear from you. How do you survive the holidays? And lastly, before you go, the most important thing, I think the thing that sums all these up together, is self-control. If we have self-control through the holidays, it's really going to go further than any other thing we can do. So be mindful of what you're eating and practice self-control through the holiday season this year, and you'll do so good. Hope you enjoyed this video. Talk to you next week.